Now, kind of my final point, and this people do all the time, is they'll just have graph after graph just to impress you with their graph prowess. And I chose acronym usage. This is my real-time acronym usage. It pretty much goes up and down. I don't know why you'd need the graph, but you can see pretty much peak there. I'll use some more acronyms later. And there's just a chart that doesn't make any sense to you, but I just want to impress you. Here's an acronym letter distribution. C's, I's, E's, N's, and S's are the most common letters that I use in my acronyms. Here's a pie chart letter distribution. And here's, I have no idea what you'd use that for, but you can generate that automatically in PowerPoint. So I figured what the heck I did. Here's a line graph, the number of line graphs throughout my show. Here's a bar chart, number of bar charts, pretty much goes up and down. Here's a real bar chart. There's beer, wine, martini. That's the kind of bar chart I'm into. Here's a candy bar chart. Here's a salad bar chart, tomatoes, sprouts, spinach, and the different calories of each. Here's a sushi bar chart. This is a probability of illness, depending on what your favorite. There's a lot of detail in my act. Please pay close attention. Here's a bar chart of the number of bars, visits versus age throughout my life. Most people don't take the time to do this, but you can see when I was 17, I had the fake ID, so it was confiscated when I was 19, and my bar usage dropped dramatically. I spend way too long making these charts. When I was 21, I went nearly every day of the year. You can see it was about 342. It's kind of gone down through the years. I plan to drink a lot when I'm 40, a lot when I'm 50, and then retire and drink constantly. That's my plan. Thank you.
Hey there, and welcome once again to Comedy in Place, the comedy show that comes to you from my office right here in my home in Southern California. I am your host, Don McMillan. I hope you're doing well today. Thanks for joining us. Today's show is part 2 of the 2-part series I'm calling Extremely Graphic. That's right, today's show and the last show are both extremely graphic. And by that, I don't mean they're like sexually graphic or violently graphic. No, they just have a lot of graphs, really. I love graphs. I'm a nerd. I love graphs. Lots of graphs. The last show, if you check it out, the last one before this one, the Comedy in Place episode, we had a game called Name That Graph. That's a fun one. If you didn't see it, go check that one out. Today, I'm really just exploring graphs of graphs. If the graphs gone crazy, as you could tell from that opening bit, and there's more of that coming up later, so stick around and filmed in front of a live studio audience. In my Comedy in Place bit, I really want to share some of these graphs that I've collected through the years, and they're almost all from USA Today. They showed a graph about reflecting life as we live it, but I don't think they were right. I corrected them slightly to make them more accurate to what we're actually living in our everyday life. So I'm going to get to that right now. I have PowerPoints. I always have PowerPoints, so let's get to those. I'll fire them up. I always love USA Today. If you're ever looking for a graph or a chart, just USA Today is the way to go. They just have almost a great graph and chart every day. And this first one, they asked car maintenance expert the real reasons why the check engine light comes on. And that, I always hated that check engine light. I really did. Because when it comes on, it scares you. It says, check engine. What's the matter? Is it hanging from the bottom of the car? Is it about to drop off? Is it even there? Did somebody steal my engine? You got to check your engine. It just makes me very nervous to see check engine. It's so nebulous. Just check engine. It doesn't say specifically. But what is the real reason for the check engine light? And they asked car maintenance experts, and they told you that 40% of the time, the biggest reason for the check engine light is your O2 sensor. I don't know if you know that, but that's true. The mass airflow sensor, 25% of the time. I didn't even know I had that, but apparently that sets off the check engine light now and then. Catalytic converter, I know that one, heard of that. 20%, ignition coil, 20%, and your gas cap on some cars apparently will let you know, check your engine. I don't know how the gas cap is part of your engine, but okay, all right, I'm fine with that. But I don't think that's the real reason that the check engine light comes on. No, I think this is more accurately why the check engine light comes on. Not the O2 sensor, a small percentage of the time, mass flow, all those. The number one reason, 97.5% of the time, is so that car maintenance expert can say, yep, I've checked the engine, it's fine now, just pay me some money. You're just paying them to turn off the check engine light. It's a maintenance revenue generator. That's all it is. It's just so the maintenance people can make some money. Oh, check engine, they know how to turn it off. We don't. They get some money. That's why the check engine light's there. Maybe I'm cynical, but that's what I think. That's what today's show is all about. Let's go to my next graph from USA Today. They asked people in 1990. That's how old this survey was. 1990. Parents, when your kids move out, what do you do with their room? What do you change it into? And apparently, the largest percent, 34% of people, take it and make it into a guest room. That's what they answered in 1990. 32% left it as it is, make a little shrine to their kid who's now left home. I understand that. 14% make it into an office, 6% a craft room, 4% into a media room. That's what people answered in 1990. I want to bring this up to date, 2020. What's that chart look like, 2020? Here we go, right there, 100%. Now that room is your grown kid's room. That's right, your kid has not left. He's still there, or she's still there. The kids don't leave anymore. They don't. I love my son, but, he's got to get out eventually, doesn't he? Please, I need a guest room. I need a meeting room. Come on, let us continue our lives, kids. That's all we're asking. This next one, it's not wrong. I just think I can improve this chart. They asked people, again, USA Today survey, what kind of vision correction do you use? And the largest percentage, 53%, wear eyeglasses. 21% have no correction. That's pretty amazing, actually. 13% contact lenses, 10% readers, and 3% have some kind of surgery for vision correction. I think this is just a more accurate, more helpful graph if it just looked more like this. Yeah. Can you read this chart? If you can't, you need vision correction. I can't read that chart. I need glasses. So there we go. That would be a more helpful chart, in my opinion. And then finally, I want to take the last part of this show to really pay tribute and homage to my really good friend Fritz Coleman, who retired last week from doing the weather at Channel 4 here in Los Angeles. He's a great comic, by the way, Fritz. I've worked with him many times. He's still doing stand-up comedy. Go see him. He's very funny. You're guaranteed to laugh. He still does comedy clubs. He does charity events, corporate gigs. Hire Fritz Coleman. He's a funny guy. But he's not doing the weather at 39 years of doing the weather in L.A., and he retired as of last week. And this is how funny Fritz is, and this is directly from his act. I'm stealing this, Fritz. I'm sorry, but it's the funniest thing you said. This is how lucky of a man Fritz Coleman is. For 39 years, he has been the weatherman in a city that has no weather. Yeah. And he retired from that. How can you give up that gig, Fritz? That's the best gig in the world. I mean, really, not the easiest job. Come on, it was a pretty easy job, Fritz. Come on. So when Fritz was leaving, I decided to send him this. He could leave this for the person who replaces him. This is the 7-day outlook, because I think this is how easy the weather is in L.A. Let's go to the weather, Fritz. Let's see. This morning, it'll be early morning fog and clouds, burning off about a high of 80 degrees in the afternoon. Let's go to the 7-day forecast. Monday, see previous day. Tuesday, see previous day. Wednesday, see previous day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, see previous day. That's how easy the weather is in Los Angeles. And Fritz retired from that. What are you, crazy, Fritz? Are you crazy? Anyway. Good luck, Fritz Coleman. A great guy, a very funny man. Go see him. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Stick around. There's more video coming up of graphs, so stick around for that. In the meantime, stay well, keep laughing, and here comes your video.
Here's a spreadsheet of spreadsheets. Getting back to the charts. Here's a spreadsheet of spreads. Butter, margarine, I can't believe it's not butter. Mayonnaise, French onion, cheese whiz, and Patriots +5 over Colts. Every possible spread you could imagine. Here's an org chart of org charts. There's my main org chart, my sales, marketing, engineering org chart. Here's your reorg chart. Every company should have those. And then this is interesting. This is my actual family org chart. Make one of these. It's important. Steve, our cat, runs our family. If you have a cat, you know that is true. Any animal that goes, hey, I just pooped in there, somebody clean that up. Clearly head of the family. My wife, Laura, reports to Steve. I report to my wife, and the remote control reports to me. That's it. That's my entire region of domain right there. Back to the charts again. Here's a pie chart of chart types, 3D charts, bar charts, pie charts. Here's a pie chart of pies for dessert, lemon, pumpkin, cherry, pecan, apple. Here's a pizza pie chart. Here's your pot pie chart. There's a better pot pie chart. Here's a pie chart with values of pi for the nerds out there. Yeah, 3.14159, 22.7, 3.14, and pi itself. We have a pie chart. I was thinking, why don't we have a cake chart? So there's a cake chart. Why do we leave the cake out? There's a birthday cake chart. There's a wedding cake chart. There's a bundt cake chart, an upside down cake chart, and then really that's an upside down cake chart. And all right, I think I've covered all the charts. Any questions at this point?